up again. She says she's out with friends. If I've got nothing else to do, she said I should come out too. Ooh. It's only 10:30. Thoughts of her keep drifting in. While nights around this town, I know how it's going down. Ooh. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in back to blue. I'll be back to blue. I see those eyes again. I come and get me grin. She touches me as she walks past. I just can't help but to laugh. Ooh. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in back to blue. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in back to blue. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in back to blue. I'm in back to blue. I'm in back to blue.
You're listening to the Jams and Coffee Morning Show with your host, Brad Brock.
Oh yeah, good morning, Jammers. Welcome to the show, Jams and Coffee in the Morning. I am Brad. I'll be your host this morning here on our Thursday adventure. Might I add it's the post Oktoberfest adventure. I'd love to say that I'm at 100% this morning, but that would be inaccurate. We had a hell of a time last night here in the legendary JNC Lounge. for Oktoberfest 2022 with Schnapps from Hops und Schnapps and the rest of the crew here. Woo! I'm running, I would say, probably at a solid 53% this morning here for the show. But I'm up. I made it. I'm here, and I thank you for being here with me as well over on YouTube, Facebook, or listening on JNC Radio. Jordan is pretty spry as well, surprisingly enough. Looking good. She's on her way out the door. Ooh, yep, that's right, Philip. Better than half. Better than half. This place is trashed, by the way. I'm looking around, and the more I look around, the worse it gets. There was a lot going on last night, and what a fun time! What a fun time! We're gonna talk a little bit more about it there, but I'm gonna hit you with this morning's weather. At least here on the Treasure Coast, inland over by the Turnpike, it's looking a little sketch outside. I know yesterday I said that the weather was supposed to clear up. It was supposed to be nice over the next couple of days. Well, that doesn't look like the case. This morning we're going to have temperatures in the mid to upper 70s with a few spotty showers for the morning drive. This afternoon the highs are in the low 90s with scattered showers and storms moving north to south. Tonight temperatures are going to be the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies. And tomorrow, we're going to have highs in the low 90s. Dry air is going to be moving in, so we'll mainly be dry with only a few isolated storms around the Lake Okeechobee, in case you guys are not familiar with Florida. The weekend, the better rain chances are going to be better as a front stalls out across the area. We'll have highs in the upper 80s over the weekend, so that's a little bit. It's a trade-off. We'll be a little cooler. But we're gonna have to deal with some rain out there. What are you gonna do? My notes are all over the place because I did not prepare in advance. So that was this morning's work through my half-open eyeballs. Yeah, Philip said the maid will get it. You're looking at the maid. I am the maid. It'll be me. We do have some national days today. And take a peek at them. Do I have them? Jessica. Jessica, she's doing a good job. Making sure I have all the things I need. I'm also Jessica. What do we got here? Let's see. It's American Businesswomen's Day. You American business women out there, September 22nd. Honors the accomplishments of the businesswomen across the nation. We'll take a moment to reflect on the contributions and achievements of the millions of women in the workforce, and also consider the impact of millions of women businesses, women-owned businesses in the U.S. How about that? Good job, ladies. Here's one. It's a National Car-Free Day. Oh, boy. It encourages motorists around the world to give up their vehicles for a day. Not sure that would be feasible or functional here in Florida, as we have a very limited and sparse public transit, at least in this area. But with this weather, who knows? I might not even get in the car today. There are several days where I just don't even leave the house, and that seems A-okay to me. No complaints. It's National Dear Diary Day. On the 22nd of September each year, we celebrate the way you help us document our lives, diary. Dear Diary Day, write an extra entry. I was just talking about keeping a journal, wasn't I? For those who don't keep a diary, consider starting one. It's also known, of course, as journaling. I feel like the more masculine version of diary, Dear Diary. The studies have shown expressing our thoughts in our written form every day reduces anxiety and stress and also broadens our vocabulary and language skills. How about that? You know, an interesting point, and let me know if I'm wrong. I feel like posting or writing on the Facebook wall at least used to be, a form of journaling. You know, we have this profile page where we write our thoughts, and it's saved in a timeline for, as long as the Facebook servers are around, I suppose. But, I feel like that's legitimate. That's a legitimate form. Of course, you might not be giving out, some people, no holds barred. They'll go full out and tell you exactly what they think on social media. These days, you get banned for that kind of thing. Somehow our personal profiles have, gone against community standards or so. But it used to be you could write whatever you want and all your thoughts, and some people air it all out. Other people, are a little bit more vanilla. But yeah, there's nothing like keeping a good handwritten or typed journal to put all your personal thoughts in that nobody needs to see but you. So today's the day. Dear Diary Day. What else? Oh, look, it's National Hobbit Day. Explore the Shire on September 22nd during Hobbit Day. While there, celebrate the birthdays of Bilbo and Frodo Baggins. Jordan just texted me. She said the weather is very crusty out. Yes, it is. Only in Florida. You can't predict the weather, folks. Oh, we were just talking about this the other day. Today is National Centenarians Day. It honors those who've celebrated 100 birthdays or more. Initially, the day urged people to listen to the stories centenarians had to tell. Their rich history and wisdom offered a wealth of information. As the celebration spread, groups formed to honor centenarians in various ways. Often, listening to their life stories proves the age-old saying that with age comes wisdom. So that's, if you have the opportunity to sit down and have a little chit-chat with somebody who's 100 plus, take it. It's eye-opening, to say the least. It's National Girls' Night. This one for you, ladies. Encourages women to gather with their best girlfriends for a night in to relax, recharge, and foster meaningful connections. Of course, there are many ways to celebrate a girls' night. Whether you stay in or go out, the night invites women to reconnect and celebrate life together. Choose to cook together or seek out your favorite restaurant. Enjoy a book club together or a movie night. Catch a game or play a game while catching up with each other. The celebration's all about women disconnecting from the stresses of everyday life. And what's better than engaging with besties for an evening of social self-care? So, National Girls' Night. It's also National Ice Cream Cone Day. Don't go to McDonald's for that one. Machine's down, probably. Philip said, maid outfit and all. Yes, but that won't be filmed. That's our After Dark edition. Ice Cream Cone Day. Well, some controversy exists as to who invented the ice cream cone. The earliest mention shows up in French cookbooks around 1825. Originally referred to as little waffles, the cones were rolled into the shape, the cones were waffles rolled into the shape of a cone. About that. Easy peasy. Yeah, JD from Arrowant chiming in over on Facebook. He said, writing your thoughts on Facebook, it seems that everybody forgot the first rule of the playground, sticks and stones. That's right. It's my wall. All right, what I want on it. All right. Just trying to catch up here. Let's see. Jeremy, I appreciate you tuning in, my friend. He said he really enjoys the show. He's making his K-cup and waking up. I appreciate you tuning in. All of you, really. It's quite fun to come in here and get to run my mouth for an hour. And it helps me read the news and can stay up on interesting topics. So thanks for humoring me. And enjoy your coffee there. You know, I used to be a K-cup fan, honestly. I was even like trying to be somewhat conscious, my carbon footprint and whatnot. And I got the little refillable K-cup. where you wash it out, you flip the tub, you put your favorite coffee in there, and it fits right in the Keurig machine. And then I realized that I'm a coffee fiend. I'll drink a pot of coffee sitting here. Even before doing the radio show, I would sit here and do work, and I'd smash through a pot of coffee. So K-Cups became a little bit more cumbersome than they were. But it is, if you like a variety in your life, they are super cool because you can have a whole collection of different interesting coffees and flavors. So I get it. I totally get the appeal. I just drink too much coffee for it to, every time I'm at the machine making a cup of coffee. But, yeah, K-Cups are cool. Cool invention. Let's see. Where was I here? National Legwear Day. I don't know if that applies to me. I wear shorts almost 100% of the time. Even when it's freezing cold outside, you'll probably find me wearing my signature golf pants. And I don't play golf. I just find them very comfortable. But National Legwear Day coincides perfectly with the beautiful changing leaves. The air's getting cooler, and fashion magazines are covering the best fall styles. So Legwear offers some of the most important ways to express personal style. I feel like this is more for ladies. From sheers and tights to leggings and anklets, even men's, women's, and kids' socks complete a look. No wonder the garment needed its own holiday. Let's see. It's National White Chocolate Day. Bet you didn't know that. You can satisfy your sweet tooth on National White Chocolate Day. Enjoy it with pretzels or drizzled on pastries. It's a versatile confection with many ways to celebrate. Since white chocolate does not contain cocoa solids, it's not chocolate in the strictest sense. During the process of manufacturing chocolate, the dark-colored solids of the cocoa bean separates from the fatty content. But unlike milk or dark chocolate, the solids are not reincorporated. And as a result, white chocolate also does not contain as much caffeine or antioxidants as its darker counterparts, which means all the stuff that makes chocolate reasonably good for you is not in there. It's all like sugar and bad stuff. But it is delicious. Certainly has its own flavor. Philip Philip says I need a Keurig that uses D cups. That's probably true. I think you might be onto something. That might be something to look into. D cups. Yeah, see, Jeremy says he's just a 2 or 3 cup morning guy, and he loves the different flavors. You can't go wrong with K cups if you like a variety in your coffee. I'll sit and drink the same rot gut every morning. I get my flavor difference though because I don't use a lot of creamer, but I'll take a splash. I'll switch up my creamers from time to time. I'll do the different flavors or seasonals. I like that when peppermint comes out later in the year. And it kind of switches up the coffee flavor. But if you're a purist and you like black coffee, and I do sometimes drink black coffee. Actually, more often than not, I drink black coffee. But if I just want a little sweet, I just hit it with a little creamer. All right, what else is going here? And of course, here we are, September 22nd, and we are upon the autumnal equinox. Of course, it ushers in a change of the season, and it's observed annually when the sun can be seen directly overhead along the equator. And the day marks the end of summer and the beginning of fall in the northern hemisphere, and that is today. It is officially the first day of fall. Of course, the autumn equinox is one of 2 days when all the points on Earth, except for the polar regions, see the sunrise and set at due east and due west, with a few exceptions. All latitudes see almost precisely 12 hours of daylight and 12 of darkness. The United States marks the official end of summer on Labor Day. The seasons mark time differently. Depending on where we live, the trees and animals behave differently based on the amount of sunlight they receive. By the time the equinox arrives in September, The leaves in many parts of the country have already begun to change, and the air is crisper at night. People's minds begin to think about warmer clothes and preparing their homes for winter. Since children are already in school, most summer activities have ended. In the fields, farmers eagerly watch for the opportune time to harvest. Apples, pumpkins, and root vegetables ripen in the orchards and gardens. And on cool evenings, long walks along the trails under the canopies of gold, umber, violet, and crimson keep us warm. And it is that time. I just was out doing a little shopping yesterday and saw, little pumpkins and bales of hay and all these things. And I was, kind of daydreaming, walking around about little fall things I like to put around the house to decorate. And I realized that here we are. We made it to fall. I don't know about you. I feel like this summer zipped by, but at the very same time, simultaneously, I feel like it's been the longest summer of my life. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I look back and it's like, wow, we were just talking about how cold it was, seemingly just moments ago. But then I look at all that we've done and all that's been checked off the list over the last few months, and it doesn't seem like it took I think we got a lot in there this year. So I'm not upset at the season change. I feel like we had a pretty good and productive summer here anyway. But yeah, it's fall, you folks. It's also National Elephant Appreciation Day. I had a video about that somewhere. Maybe I'll dig it out for the end of the show. But we're recognizing National Elephant Appreciation Day today. The elephant probably won't forget. That's because elephants never forget, right? People of all ages are fascinated by elephants. These captivating and social animals live between 60 to 70 years. Like humans, elephants develop remarkably close family bonds. Two species, the African savanna and Asian elephant, exist. However, recently, scientists suggested that the African forest elephant is also a unique species and not a subspecies. These pachyderms are closely related to rhinoceroses. What a weird word. And hippopotamuses. In fact, pachyderm describes thick-skinned animals with hooves or nails similar to hooves. Now, the African elephants outgrow the Asian elephants. Both hold the prize for the largest land mammal on Earth. However, there are some differences between the species, though. The African elephant grows larger ears. The Asian species, only the males grow tusks. However, in the African, both male and female elephants grow tusks. One of the things that fascinate us about elephants is their trunk. It's super sensitive, and at the end, a small finger-like appendage grows. The appendage, also known as a lobe, gives elephants the ability to pick up small twigs, bits of grass, and other items. On the Asian elephant, the lobe grows at the top tip of the trunk. However, the African elephant grows the lobe at the top and bottom, giving it extra pinching dexterity. So, I love elephants. Elephants are great. I might even have a model of an elephant somewhere in this room. It's highly likely. Is it back there? Oh, look. Here he is, right there. How about that? I was going to try to make an elephant sound, but I didn't want to wake the dead. There you go. Those are your national days today. How about that? Talk a little bit about last night's Oktoberfest. If you guys didn't catch the show, I'm going to edit it and re-upload it to YouTube for you to enjoy all over again this afternoon. It was a great time. Hanging out with Schnapps, better known as Sweet Butter Joe, is always a blast. And we really had a nice time. If you don't know about Oktoberfest, it's a very brief history lesson on it, and then mostly just having fun. We did, of course, Das Boot. If you've ever seen the film, Beer Fest, we did that. I can't wait to watch the footage back. We debuted, of course, the mobile cam for the first time, So Jordan was filming us doing that, so I can't wait to see what that looks like. Normally, I'm very sure of what the shots look like while we're filming, but it's all willy-nilly when somebody's holding a camera. Yeah, Philip says someone forgot the name. We gave everybody great German names. I couldn't remember them to save my life. Gun against my head, I would have died. To be fair, in this little station here, there's a lot going on, especially when I'm running back over to make sure that nothing is completely went kaput. But it was a blast. We had many beers. We had many Jaeger shots. We polished off the very last Alex Meixner Polka Pilsner that's been in our fridge for ages now. We polished that off in honor of Oktoberfest. So, and like I said, this place is trashed right now. Every time I look around, I see more shame. But that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, and we finished strong. It was great. Derek actually brought some great German food. He had grilled up some brats and sauerkraut. Brought over big pretzels, nice warm pretzels and beer cheese. I had gotten some German mustard from the store when I was out yesterday. So we had a feast. We drank heartily. And we enjoyed our Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest, of course, going on until October 3rd. The very first Sunday of October is when Oktoberfest officially ends. So you got a little bit of time left to get out there and celebrate. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on around town. I think in Port St. Lucie, they're having their Oktoberfest celebration this weekend or next weekend, the 30th, whatever that is. Next week on the show, it's going to be, we're celebrating Derek's birthday, turning a big 3-9. So we'll be celebrating Derek's birthday next week on the show, and that should be a good time. Always fun. Yeah, that's the JNC recap. I think I'm going to take a quick music break and refill my coffee. And when we come back, scientists have estimated how many ants there are on Earth. And here's a clue. It's a lot. There are a lot. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Let me find a good song here. Do one. All right, here's one from Erewhon. For Jeremy tuning in, I appreciate you. And this is Throw It Down. When we come back, I'll tell you about the ants. Thanks for tuning in here on Jams and Coffee. Don't go away.
I'd show you loving, oh yeah, like you never
All right, that was Arrow On with Throw It Down. And we're back here. Jams and Coffee in the morning. Woo! In recovery mode from last night. I wonder how everybody else feels. Jordan, bless her heart, she actually came out here before she left for work. Oh, goodness, that one snuck up on me. Excuse me. Jordan came out here before she took off for work and actually cleaned her station, which is just to my right here. She came and picked up all the stuff on there and took it off into the room. Oh, it was adorable. Yeah, she came out and she was like, "Oh my God, this place is trashed." Truly is. So as promised, we're going to talk about ants. And I just want to throw it out there to Pam. You were absolutely right. It is quadrillions. But how many quadrillions is going to blow your mind, you guys? Because ants are tiny in size, but not in number. And truth be told, there are about 20 quadrillion ants on Earth at any given time, according to a new study. That's 20,000 trillion individuals, little sons of guns. They're everywhere. They're totally taking over my yard. It's a battle to the death. It might be me. You never know. The estimate is 2 to 20 times higher than previous ones, according to the study published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences back on Monday. We were very surprised about the large number of ants we found. Sabine Newton, an insect ecologist and temporary principal investigator at the University of Würzburg in Germany, told CNN on Tuesday. Newton was a co-lead author of the study. We virtually didn't have any expectations because the numbers which floated around beforehand in scientific literatures were basically educated guesses. We had very little empirical data to work from. She said, and so this is the novelty of our study because we synthesized the data from a lot of empirical studies, which is pretty cool. The previous global estimate of between 1 quadrillion and 10 quadrillion ants by renowned biologists Bert Holdobler and Edward Wilson assumed that they made up approximately 1% of the world's estimated insect population of 1 quintillion individuals, according to that study. However, the research team of this latest study based the new estimate on observational evidence from an extensive data set of globally distributed ant samples. The authors identified and assessed 465 suitable studies encompassing 1,306 sampling locations covering all continents and major biomes where ants live, including my front yard. Scientists could use the study's comprehensive data set, which spans 80 years, to predict what future communities or environments might look like, according to Newton. For example, the team estimated the number of ground-dwelling ants, which densely populate tropical and subtropical regions, such as South American forests, to be around 3 quadrillion. Patrick Schultheis, also a co-lead author, said we might be able to see change over time in our data set. He highlighted that changes in agriculture or the way that forests have been logged could impact the number of ants. No one has ever assembled a data set on ants on a global scale, he said. He added that while they knew from studies that ant numbers were very high in tropical forests of West Africa compared to regions in the Arctic, naturally, we didn't know what the picture is, how many numbers there were. Estimated abundance of ants exceeds the combined biomass, that is the total mass, of wild birds and mammals. It is equivalent to about 20% of human biomass, according to the study. A surprisingly common question I get asked is, how many ants are there on Earth? And although there are some estimates, none of the numbers being used have felt robust. According to Adam Hart, professor of science communication at the University of Gloucester, England. Hart is also vice president of the UK's Royal Entomology Society and was not involved in this study. Had something to say about it. This new study, based on nearly 500 studies across the world, gives us the best answer yet to this tricky question. The astounding thing is not just the overall number, but the proportion of biomass that ants represent. 1/5 of the biomass of all humans. This really underlines just how important ants really are. The estimated overall number is almost unimaginably huge. But the study authors said it is conservative. This is because they could not gather all the data they wanted to include. For example, many ants live underground, but there were no studies available that could provide the numbers on how many are underground. There are ants in the very far north and the very far south, like the sub-Antarctic region, but there were not enough studies of ants in those areas to make a mathematical estimate. Citizen scientists could fill these gaps. Who said that non-scientists, even school students, could contribute to the data set in an impactful way by simply collecting leaf litter, getting all the ants out, and counting how many there are, one by one. Isn't there a song? I think there's a song in there. The ants go marching one by one. Right? Finish it. I won't be mad at you. It goes on to say, we hope to inspire people, first of all, to respect nature, to enjoy nature because it's just amazing what ants can do and on what scale, but also they're willing to contribute to science with a very simple method. Even very simple data can have enormous value. So get out there and count some ants today. Anybody have an ant farm when they were a kid? Anybody grow up with ant farms? It is unbelievable the intricacies going into it. It's really weird. I'm talking about ants and I feel like them crawling. Oh, that's so bizarre. You ever had that either? Ant farms? I want to know the answers to this. Have you ever had an ant farm, and have you ever been talking about creepy crawlies and then feel something creepy crawling on you? I want to know these answers. You put it in the chats and comments, which I'm watching, or you can give me a call on the hotline, 772-888-1596. Follow the prompts. Get you on the air with me. Always fun to chat with y'all. Yeah. 20 quadrillion ants on Earth at any given time. Lovely. So got some bad news here. NASA discovered another leak in its Artemis 1 moon rocket again yesterday during a cryogenic tanking test. I don't think this damn thing's going to get off the ground, guys. I'm slowly losing faith. How have they not figured out this one? Now, don't get it wrong. I'm not a scientist. Jeremy, though, might have some insight on this if you're still listening. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm completely ignorant to the science of rockets. But I find it interesting that the world's best minds are on this, and they really can't figure out this seal problem. Of course, the leaks spilled the first two scheduled launches. September 3rd, NASA called off the launch because of the fuel leak. And days earlier, the launch was called off because of problems with the rocket's hydrogen tanks. NASA reportedly added seals and made repairs to limit the leaks. According to the Associated Press, NASA was able to get the leak down to acceptable levels on Wednesday. However, it's unclear whether the rocket will be ready for takeoff. The earliest window would be on September 27th, coming up. Artemis 1, of course, is the first of several missions as part of the Artemis program, which NASA hopes will prepare humans to go farther than the moon. While Artemis 1 will be unmanned, Artemis 2 will send 4 astronauts on a flyby, and Artemis 3 is expected to include a crewed mission to the moon surface. So, and I've said this before, and perhaps I'm eating my words and becoming impatient, because I am excited about the program. I am excited to see NASA go back to the moon. But, on the other side of that coin, and if we're going to be putting people in a capsule on top of it, it had better be flawless, I suppose. So I'm anxious, but I would rather the scientists at NASA not be as anxious as me and really figure out what's going on. But we're chomping at the bit. We want to see it happen. I feel like I just contradicted myself 100 times there. That's okay. Got some music news. Bruno Mars, as many of you know, and if you don't know Bruno Mars, if you've never heard of him before, go check out his music because he's awesome. Really, really great entertainer, wonderful singer, cool spirit. has been working with Anderson .Paak with his duo. What's the name of that band? I'm drawing a blank here. Silk Sonic, that's what it is. That's kind of been the focus for Bruno Mars lately, but news report comes out that, as the story goes, Bruno Mars' recent performances have all come as one half of the Grammy-winning duo Silk Sonic. But he just announced that several shows will have him performing solo. He'll be ringing in 2023 at his frequent Las Vegas stomping grounds. He's booked shows for December 30th and 31st at the Dolby Live Theater at Park MGM. Tickets for the show will go on sale via Ticketmaster Friday, tomorrow at 10 a.m. local time out in Vegas. They're going to start at $140 a piece, and that's not too shabby for a New Year's Eve gig to see Bruno Mars. I don't think $140. My God, pay that to see some people down here at the West Palm Beach Amphitheater. That's a pretty good deal. Bruno's done numerous New Year's Eve shows at Park MGM in the past, including last December, when he announced Usher's upcoming residency at the same venue in the middle of his show. Last month, he and Anderson .Paak were headlining the Dolby Live as part of their Silk Sonic residency. Meanwhile, Bruno has also announced 4 solo shows in October, 2 in Osaka and 2 in Tokyo, Japan, all 4 stadium shows. He hasn't performed in that country since 2018. Bruno's most recent solo album was 2016's Grammy-winning 24K Magic. Whole record is a banger. Check it out. It's not clear if this solo concert activity points to Bruno prepping for some new solo music as well. It would make one wonder. Let's see. What did Philip say here? Have you seen the guy on YouTube that take molten aluminum and pours it into a colony and then pulls it out of the ground and washes it away? Yes, I have seen that. I wish I had it queued up. I knew I was talking about ants today. I have seen that, and incredible artwork. I'm hoping that there are no ants, that he's not pouring molten aluminum on a bunch of ants, but they may be abandoned. But yeah, it gets in there in all the tunnels, and it really pulls out a very crazy-looking piece of art. Yikes. I say that like I care about ants in my yard, but I care about other people's ants, not mine. So Bruno Mars, yeah, check it out. That would be great. I'd love to hear some new Bruno Mars music. Silk Sonic's amazing. But let's see, what else is going on here? Oh, yeah, here's a story that I thought was interesting. Hundreds of thousands of gallons of unused New York State-made bottles of hand sanitizer have been left sitting unused on a runway at a state training facility in Utica. They'll now need to be recycled with a cost of somewhere around $4.3 million. Just a drop in the bucket to government, usually. In 2020, then-Governor Andrew Cuomo estimated the gallon-sized bottles cost somewhere around $6.10 to make. There are currently over 700,000 gallons of unused NYS clean hand sanitizer sitting outside, unused. New authorities say the very expensive answer to New York's pandemic-era temporary hand sanitizer shortage will cost around $2.3 million to pay Eastman Kodak to transport the sanitizer to Rochester to distill the mixture and remove the isopropyl alcohol so that it can be used for manufacturing. The former governor of New York, George Pataki, said it's disappointing that something got so out of control. On the one hand, you want to give him credit for proactively trying to make sure that people have the ability to protect themselves, but you got to do it in an intelligent way. And, I mean, listen, it was a crazy time. Sometimes it's really crazy to look back at 2020 and just, and I was saying this from Jump Street. You can quote me. You can look back on podcasts and quote me saying that we're going to look back on this in 10 years and all the questions we're asking now we'll have answers for. And it's going to surprise us. And we're already getting those answers, you know? Why do we need 50 million barrels of hand sanitizer, you know, for a airborne virus? Don't get it twisted. Wash your fucking hands, right? Don't be dirty. But man, like it was such an amazing, astonishing show of overreaching, overthinking, panic. And you know, and here we are a couple of years later, still a serious thing, and I'm not going to take anything away from the entire experience. But man, now taxpayers are on the hook for $4.5 million to dispose of hand sanitizer. Good luck. New York lawmakers from both parties were reportedly shocked when the local news cameras captured the pallets of unused hand sanitizer sitting in Aras County. Lawmakers took advice from colleges and universities on how to recycle it and reduce waste as much as possible and cost effectively. New York authorities said it could take around 44 weeks to move 168 trailers full of material from Aras County to Rochester. That's hand sanitizer, you guys. Hand sanitizer. Oh, but who am I? Just a schmuck sitting in his lounge after Oktoberfest. Got some celebrity birthdays. I might get y'all off on your way a little earlier than expected today. I've got some cleaning to do and some birthday parties to plan. Turning 35 years old today, young actor who won MTV Movie Awards Best Villain in 2010 and 2011 for his portrayal of Draco Malfoy. Yet we're talking about Tom Felton. Turned 35. Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter films, of course. 2018, he'd star on the YouTube Red series Origin. In his film career, he's played roles in Full Circle, Murder in the First, and Second Sight. I do love that the characters or the actors from Harry Potter films get together and still do stuff and hang out. I think that's nice. Tom Felton, 35 years old. Turning 64 years old today. The I Love Rock and Roll singer Joan Jett celebrating her birthday. She, of course, rose to fame as the lead singer of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Became considered the queen of rock and roll for hits such as I Love Rock and Roll. Happy birthday, Joan Jett. Tatiana Maslany, 37 today. She is, of course, the actress who received waves of critical acclaim for her lead role on the Canadian science fiction series Orphan Black. The role earned her an Emmy Award and 2 Critics' Choice Television Awards, amongst many other accolades, and she's now in the MCU, or the, Marvel Comics Universe, MCU, as a She-Hulk. So you could see her again in a brand new series. I've heard that it's very funny. I've not seen it. But happy birthday, Tatiana. Turning 40 years old today, Billie Piper. She, of course, became known for her role as Rose Tyler on BBC's Doctor Who, as well as her role as Hannah Baxter in Secret Diary of a Call Girl. Also turning 64 years old today, operatic tenor who became blind at the age of 12, Andrea Bocelli. He also won the Newcomers Sanremo Music Festival in 1994. Happy birthday. What a beautiful voice. 62 years old today, Chachi Arcola, as we know him, but Scott Baio in real life. Of course, he played that character on the television show Happy Days and Joni Loves Chachi. He began playing David Hobbs on the Nick at Night series See Dad Run back in 2012. Scott Baio, 62. And turning 60, Bonnie Hunt. Actress Bonnie Hunt, turning 60 years old. She starred in the TV series Life with Bonnie from 2002 to 2004 and also played prominent roles in films like Rain Man, Jumanji, Jerry Maguire, The Green Mile, and Cheaper by the Dozen. She voiced the character Sally in the 2006 animated film Cars, and Bonnie Hobbs in the 2016 film Zootopia. How about that? Happy birthday, you celebrities out there. I got some shameless plugs for you, and then as I mentioned, I'm gonna get you on your way. Most importantly, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. I love that you guys watch us on Facebook. I love that you tune in, and I really appreciate it. But the eventual move to exclusively on YouTube and other platforms that are specific for streaming video content is in the works. Facebook just doesn't give us the tools to do this show or the shows that we do successfully. So we have to move. We'll still have a presence, of course, and stream and do different stuff, but our main shows, they're going to be prominently on YouTube. So please come over and subscribe. If you're a diehard Facebook fan, please like our page, follow us there as well. We're not going to leave you hanging. We're not just going to disappear, but something's got to give. We're probably muted right now over there just from running my mouth. Anyway, I digress. So go and do that. That would be awesome. Please check out our partners and sponsors, Code Rum, Hop Life Brewing, the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart, Paul at the Drums and Rums podcast. Check out his stuff. He's got a live stream going on tonight, 8 p.m. Don't miss it. The biggest happy hour in a half hour. We will link it to our sites so that you can watch it as well through there. And what else? LIVE365 app. Grab it. It's a great radio app for your mobile device. JNC Radio is on there, amongst many, many other independently programmed radio stations. Philip brought up a great point last week that you can go right to jncpodcast.com, and we have it built in there too, so you can listen to it right on the website and listen to the radio there as well. So we appreciate that. Nothing to follow there, nothing to sign up for, completely free. Enjoy our radio station. That would be wonderful. This show is on there, and many, many other things. What else? What am I missing? I think that's it. If the weather cooperates today, I'll be at the Manatee Island for the first time in a very long time in Fort Pierce tonight, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So hopefully we can work that out. I feel like I haven't played there in ages. It's one of my favorite spots, so that's a shame. But you can't predict the weather, and I don't like to get wet, so those things don't go together very well. Yes, the upload for the podcast last night will be up this afternoon. It'll be available to listen to anywhere you get your podcasts, and, of course, to watch in full HD and edited to brilliance on YouTube. And I'll link that to Facebook as well so you can watch it there. I think that does it for the shameless plugs of our show here. And I'm going to let you get on with your lives. I thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Don't miss Paul's show tonight. Biggest happy hour in a half hour. Until then, you guys, be kind to one another. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Tune in again tomorrow morning for the latest local buzz, national headlines, music news, and more on JNC in the Morning, right here on Facebook and YouTube.